The world doesn't owe you clarity. It doesn't owe you comfort. It doesn't owe you kindness, validation, or timing that matches your schedule. And yet, most of us move through life as if fairness is a birthright. We wake up with unspoken contracts in our minds. We expect people to speak gently to us, events to unfold smoothly, strangers to treat us like friends. But the world never signed those contracts. And the pain you feel when things fall apart often comes not from the reality itself, but from the expectations you placed on it. You expected the traffic to move, the weather to behave, the job to appreciate you, the friend to stay, the plan to work. And when none of that happened, your frustration didn't come from chaos, it came from your belief that it shouldn't be there. The world doesn't owe you a good day, but that's not a curse, that's freedom. Because when you stop expecting the external to deliver your peace, you begin to own it. When you let go of entitlement, you begin to see life as it is, not as it should be. And only then do you become truly capable of navigating it with strength, focus, and clarity. This isn't pessimism, it's precision. It's not a withdrawal from joy, it's a return to reality. And reality is always more stable than illusion. You weren't built to control the world. You were built to meet it as it is, not as it should have been, not as you wish it were. Some days will hurt. Some people will misunderstand you. Some moments will make you feel like nothing is aligned. And all of that, all of it, is life doing what it always does, moving. The world is not here to revolve around your emotional climate. It's not a mirror for your intentions. It's not a reward system for your effort. You don't get calm because you worked hard. You don't get peace because you suffered long enough. You don't get fairness because you followed the rules. And once you understand that, not just intellectually, but deeply, you will begin to see a change in how you respond. You won't be shaken by a stranger's disrespect. You won't fall apart when plans unravel. You won't waste time trying to prove yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Because none of it was ever owed. And once you stop expecting payment, everything you do receive feels like a gift, not a right. You'll find gratitude again, not because everything is beautiful, but because you stopped needing it to be. The suffering that follows you is often tied to a silent belief that things should be different, that life should feel easier by now, that people should treat you better, that you deserve more. But the world is not a vending machine. You don't put in patience and get back happiness. You don't insert kindness and get guaranteed love. You give and you let go. You offer and you release. That is the nature of mature living. You weren't put here to control every outcome. You were placed here to learn how to face outcomes you didn't choose with strength you didn't know you had. And when that becomes your posture, when you stop bracing against reality and start standing inside it, you will be unshakable. You'll start to notice how little needs to change for you to feel centered, because centeredness was never external. It was always internal. We suffer when we mistake mood for truth. We think a bad day means a bad life. We think discomfort is a failure. But discomfort is just a message, and not always one you need to fix. You can feel off and still be okay. You can feel tired and still be valuable. You can feel disappointed and still be in alignment. The key is to stop attaching moral weight to passing emotions. Let them pass. Let them storm through. Let them rise and fall without needing to dissect every wave. Because waves don't stop, and the more you try to fight them, the more you drown. But when you learn to float, not resist, not explain, just float, you find peace. Not because the waves disappeared, but because you changed your relationship to them. That's what this is about. Not making life easy, not forcing it to be kind, but becoming the kind of person who doesn't need ease or kindness to stay grounded. You are not weak for being tired. You are not broken for being unsure. You are not failing because today feels heavier than yesterday. You're human. And no one, not the world, not the people in it, not even you, owes you consistent joy. But you can build something stronger than joy. You can build stillness. You can build presence. You can build a clarity that doesn't crack under pressure. It starts by letting go of the myth that says you're supposed to feel good all the time. Because once you stop needing to feel good, you start becoming good. At life, at love, at resilience, at living in alignment with things you can't always control. You start noticing small miracles, not because they're rare, but because you're no longer blind to them. Your peace returns, not because life became softer, but because you became sharper. You begin to watch your own thoughts instead of reacting to them. You catch yourself before spiraling. You pause before assuming. You notice the space between your feeling and your reaction, and that's where real power lives. Most people live in reaction. They get poked, they scream. They get ignored, they panic. They get challenged, they collapse. But you can live differently. Not emotionally numb, not detached from joy, but centered, focused, aware that your response is your freedom. And when you truly grasp that, the world doesn't have to change for you to feel free. You'll face insult with curiosity. You'll meet delay with calm. You'll greet chaos with poise. Not because you're better than others, but because you finally stopped arguing with what is. The world doesn't owe you understanding, so stop begging to be understood. Speak clearly, move wisely, and let the rest unfold. The world doesn't owe you closure, so stop chasing it like oxygen. Some chapters end without full sentences. Some people vanish mid-conversation. That's not your fault. The world doesn't owe you fairness, so stop measuring justice in moments. What's unfair today may become your wisdom tomorrow. The world doesn't owe you love, attention, or agreement. And still, you are allowed to offer those things to others. That's the beauty of maturity. Giving without demanding. Living without needing the world to clap every time you try. Speaking the truth, even if no one nods. Holding the door open, even if no one says thank you. Because your peace is no longer conditional. It doesn't swing on the mood of the room. It doesn't break when things go sideways. It doesn't disappear just because people do. Your peace is earned every day through the small choices you make to let go of illusions and accept what is. You'll still cry. You'll still want. You'll still stumble. But you'll stumble in alignment. Want with clarity. Cry without collapse. Because you no longer confuse comfort with strength. You no longer believe things should be easier. And that belief, that sacred shedding of expectation, makes you immune to so much unnecessary suffering. The world will keep spinning. People will keep disappointing. Time will keep passing. And you'll keep walking. Not because you're owed a destination, but because moving through the world with peace is the destination. You are not here to win every moment. You're here to witness it, to participate, to endure it without becoming it, to let the storms pass through you without losing yourself in them. That's power. That's real peace. That's how you live when you stop demanding that the world owe you anything and start giving everything you are to the moment in front of you. The world doesn't owe you a good day, but you still get to live like every day has something good in it. And that choice is always yours.